everyone, welcome back and welcome if you are new. Today's video I wanted to talk about postpartum. I hope this video can help some of you so you don't feel like you are experiencing all of these things by yourself. I know, especially if you are a first-time mom, I know postpartum can be very overwhelming. Having a baby changes a lot for you. It changes your life in a positive way, but sometimes it can be difficult to deal with all those hormones and all those changes. Sometimes we feel alone. Personally, for me, having my first baby was the most difficult to deal with, the postpartum part, and for me mainly it was the mental aspect, just the idea that you have this little human being that is dependent on you 24/7. And let's face it, you are not as free anymore to do a lot of things that you were used to doing. Even though you love your baby so much and you wanted that baby, we still have to deal with all the hormones and everything like that come with postpartum. So you're new. This is my third baby, so I've done this 3 times already. My personal experience, I do have to say, the first time was the most difficult for me. So this time around, I did not experience baby blues. So this was a very positive recovery for me. It was one of the best ones. The hardest one was for me with my first one, and then with my second one I only had like a 1 day where the whole day everything was bothering me. I felt like crying. I didn't really want to do anything. I didn't want to have people around. I just wanted to be alone, even not really having the baby with me. But it was only like a 1 day thing. And this happened about 4 to 5 days postpartum. So this is kind of the time where the drop of hormones happens. So as I mentioned, my first time was the most difficult one. So if you're a first-time mama, I definitely see you. I know what you're going through. I went through the same thing. You can feel left out or isolated. I was the only one out of our close friends to have a baby, so I didn't really have anyone to talk to. I had a lot of questions and I definitely asked my mom, but taking the fact that my mom had asked long time ago, she doesn't remember a lot of the things. You just surround yourself with other mama friends. So if you feel alone and you want to talk to someone, I love to talk to you guys, so you can definitely send me an email. It's down in the description box, so feel free to send me an email. We can chat about postpartum. So another thing I want to talk about is my body, my weight, and the things I did to kind of try to slim down. Of course, my body is not 100% down yet. I still have few pounds to go. So here's how my body looks like right now. As you can see, I do have a little bit of a muffin top. It's something that a lot of the times you do have to exercise to get your tummy a little bit more back in shape, which is always something I try to do. Did get few stretch marks on the sides. Now, one big thing that I would definitely recommend for you to try out would be to wear a waistband. So the one I used is just like this, very simple one, nothing fancy, and you can just open it right here. It's like a velcro and then goes around your belly. I noticed a big difference with my first pregnancy. After I had my daughter, I did not use it. I did not believe that it was going to help. But with my second pregnancy, I decided to give it a try and see how it will go. Me specifically, it worked a lot. It helped me to slim down much faster in a way that, because you are putting pressure on your belly, it helps for your muscles to just go back in. So of course, this is not going to make you lose weight if you have those extra pounds, which is totally normal to have those extra pounds, because you do need that extra fat for your energy, go through all the sleepless nights, to feed your baby, and then to get that energy for yourself to actually cope with a newborn baby and a postpartum. Another thing I always struggle with is actually a postpartum acne. As I mentioned, your hormones change, of course, they drop and they fluctuate, you're breastfeeding and things like that. So for me, because my skin is very sensitive to hormones, I do get some acne flare-ups. It was more stronger for me with my first pregnancy, and I noticed that it kind of eased off with each pregnancy. I feel like my skin is the most clear right now. I still have some breakouts, especially around the chin area and then my cheeks right here. So I will get those occasional breakouts. For me, what really works is having a very clean routine. My skin definitely loves oils. I switched to these new products that I've been really loving. I got a new face cream and I noticed that it helps so much. So let me show you which one I'm using and maybe you can give it a try. I bought, this is not sponsored or anything like that. I've come across this brand from Instagram. Here's what the face cream looks like, and the one I got, it's called Clarify, and it has bergamot and rose calming and healing hydration. I've noticed a huge difference in my skin once I started using it. I've been using it for more than 2 weeks and my skin is loving it. So I'm also enjoying their balanced toner. As you can see, I've already used it, so I'm going to go ahead and make an order myself. These are very natural products, which is something you want to use if you are pregnant or even when you're breastfeeding, because chemicals do enter our bodies and do end up in our milk. So definitely switching to something natural is really good. I will have the link down in the description box so you can check it out. Let's talk about dryness, and this is going to be a TMI, but something I've noticed after all of my pregnancies, feeling very dry down in your lady parts, especially while having some intimacy with your partner. I'll tell you, this happens after each of my pregnancies. Definitely might want to use a little bit of Help with extra cream, and like I said, it will regulate itself a little bit later on, but this is kind of what you can experience in the beginning. Another thing for me that I've experienced is a leaking bladder. It's something you can probably expect after you have a vaginal delivery because you are pushing out a baby, so your bladder is on the way, unfortunately. For me, running after having babies is a big no-no, especially in that first 3 months. It does get better over time. They do say that a woman's body does take about 18 months to get back into what it was before getting pregnant. I still feel like everything down there is very loose. I actually tried to run after my toddler and it just feels still very heavy and very fresh. Very interesting, but for some reason when you are breastfeeding, I believe this is due to breastfeeding, that your nipples actually feel numb. Of course, as you are a first-time mom, it does going to hurt to breastfeed, and even for me, I've breastfed all of my kids for 18 months, and I'm planning to do the same for this little guy. But definitely it's going to go away after you do stop nursing. Your body does go back into being normal. So it really just depends when you are going to finish nursing. But when I did stop with all of my kids, the feeling of sensation came back. Now let's talk a little bit about this big guy and give you guys a little bit of a baby update. I was not thinking to include it, but I figure I can do a little quick baby update. Baby Gabriel is 3 months old now, and as you can see, he smiles a lot. He's very alert. Of course, it is the 3 months. I actually don't know how much he weighs because we have not been yet to the doctor. I guess I could just double check. Let me actually see if I can check on the scale. Alright, so we are back. So he weighs about 7.5 kilograms right now at 3 months. Is only breastfed. I do not give him formula. He never had any formula, so don't really know how much his length is. I'm assuming he is in the 90th percentile because all of my kids are. They are very tall kids, so he probably is going to be the same. I am 5'7", and then my husband is 6 foot tall, so I guess we are considered taller people. I'm not sure. I never really consider myself tall, but I guess I'm not short either, so well, he is probably going to be a tall guy. Is also sucking on his hand. He just started that very recently, probably about 2 weeks ago. He's just putting his hand in his mouth. His sleep schedule is getting a little bit more predictable now that he's 3 months. I kind of know roughly when he's going to be taking a nap, so it's great. I can plan a little bit. Right now I want to make sure that I plan his naps to align with my toddler's naps, so then I do get a little bit of a break. Now it doesn't happen all the time, but most of the time we can make it a little bit aligned, so I get at least like 20 minutes for myself. I will nurse him roughly every 2 to 3 hours still. He also did get his vaccination shot, so the very first one, we did very well on his first one, no reaction or anything like that. And as you can see, he is losing a little bit of the hair in the back. And then he still has some cradle cap. I've been cleaning it off, but with cradle cap is something that comes back, so you definitely want to continue cleaning it. And he definitely likes to be carried a little bit more now because he is more active, so I definitely just carry him like this all the time, and then he is happy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you in my next one.